I'm like, do they say they're following this guy? And I talked to Father Beck, and I talked to Father Gisley, said that you and I, my mentors, you and I guys, and they all said, yeah, it's a sad thing, but no one follows them. I just couldn't believe it. Then I had to decide personally. It was a personal decision because I thought I was going to follow Jesus all my life. Now I have been following Jesus all my life. My understanding of him has changed. Well, okay, but it's still want to follow him. I was made to follow somebody. So the text was ready for me.
We have about 6 more minutes if anyone has any questions here for Frank.
Yes.
Tomorrow's election day. Will you be participating? What's your perspective?
I'm an anarchist. We don't believe in voting, but I don't believe in making it a big deal. This is what I say about voting. Voting, you owe 5 minutes of your time as a citizen. Do it. Get over it. And then start paying the price of being a citizen beyond voting. People think voting is all you need to do. Voting is like playing poker and trying to win, and all you do is put the ante in. You guys know how to play poker? You know, you put an ante in, they give you cards. You put some down, you bet. They give you the cards, you bet. And then you win or you lose. Voting and saying I'm fulfilling my role as a citizen is like playing poker and just throwing in the ante and getting off the table and walking away. Does that make sense? So voting, yes, but it's not the be-all or end-all, and if that's all you do for your citizenship, you're not a very good citizen. Not in these times. I've been arrested in every president since the last one, and I haven't been arrested in this one because of the virus. It's been really confusing whether you want to go and risk going to jail or be a health hazard. So, but we're working through that. The Works of Mercy is really what we're all about. If you like serving, when we're open 5 days a week, and you just show up in the back door and say you're here to volunteer, we're looking for people to help us.
And what would people do?
Eddie.
Well, we have a lunch at 3 and a supper at 6, and you could serve, or you could help clean, or you could do a project with a group of people, maybe a painting project or a construction project. We always need help in that type of activity. And we have a pantry, we have a clothing resource room, and it would be nice to see people show up that show their concern that we're not the only person in the world.
Well, and we're really low on people. By that I mean, we open up our house, and if we only have 2 or 3 people in there, and then 10 or 15 people, we're kind of like watching them all the time. I mean, but if you have volunteers and other people, it's more humane. See, we're trying to create humane space. That's really what it's all about. Hospitality is creating humane space. There are 2 types of human beings in the world of hospitality: guest and host. That's it. Everything you need to know about helping people at our house you learned by the time you were 10, when you had a cousin come over, or you went over to a cousin's. Guest and host. We're the host. We serve people. And the more people you have there to serve and interact, the easier it is to hold the space. And what do I mean by holding the space? The space we hold is, to the people we serve, we tell them, bring down your predatory face. No violence, no intimidation here. And when you come in, if you don't know anything about the street, there's a predatory life on the street. You're either preyed on or you're praying. That is how it's done. That's how people who come to our house live every time. And when they come into our house, the prayer and the prayee stop doing that. And if there are fights, we break them up, they leave, but we're very clear that we're creating space where people can be safe. And that is a rare thing on the street. Yes?
One last question, then we'll
Yeah.
call it.
Yeah.
I like that voting question, because for me, that's the very minimum that I can do. But if I want to feel love in my life, then I have to start giving and be of service.
That's right. The gospel doesn't have a position on voting one way or the other. It's such a small sin. Yes, Eddie.
What about that old Fox Herod? Or what about, render to Caesar? What about, the leaven of the, church at that time, yeast or the,
You know what Jesus, you know how Jesus described the leaders of his church? What did he call them? Anybody remember the phrase? A den of thieves. So, I believe the leaders of our church, Christian churches, all of them in this country, are a den of thieves. Their institutions are all based on Wall Street. When's the last time you went to church and heard a sermon that was anti-rich, anti-war, anti-US empire? Those would be like right, I'm like, not seeing that in the gospel is like reading To Kill a Mockingbird. You guys do read that book? And then not knowing that it has anything to do with racism. That's how we're reading the text. We read the New Testament and believe it has nothing to do with wealth, war, and the US empire, except to bless it. That is so sad.
Any last words, Frank? And then other people can stay and ask questions individually.
No, I've talked enough. Thank you for indulging me.
Mr. Cordaro, where do you want these?
Oh, you got your address in that?
I need to put my address on. I thought I just
I
gave
want,
it to you.
you could, but I want to put you on the mailing list. Is it cash or?
Yeah, it's cash.
Do you want to get the newsletter?
I'm fine.
Okay, thank you.
I just wanted to give you permission.